Hello, hello! Welcome to Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. I'm Julie Davison, and this is Susan LaCroix, and we're together! We're so excited to be stamping together this weekend for you. It is Sunday, December 31st, the very last day of the year, and we're so happy that you are here spending a little bit of time with us.
Do you know what?
What's that?
Do you know what the date is today? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
That's right! I forgot about that. That's so fun. What a grand way to finish off the year with a special fun date like that. Well, we also have some very special projects to share with you today and some brand new, very special product that we are using for those projects. So I think we should just get right to it and flip over to the desk and jump right in.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be using new stuff, but we still cannot show you the inside pages of the catalog, so you're just going to have to wait another week and a few days, and then we'll get to peek inside. But today we are using brand new product from the January through April 2024 mini catalog. Mom, can you look up the page number?
I can.
If you have your catalog at home, you'll be able to take a look at the pages we're using. This is kind of one of those mega suites. There's 2 stamp set bundles. I love when they do that. We've got some gorgeous designer paper.
22 to 25.
22 to 25 in the red January through April 2024 mini catalog. So this is the Perennial Lavender designer paper. It is a 12 by 12 paper. And this sheet has kind of designs that come in from each corner. And so it's kind of like the ones where you can cut it into card fronts. And so this one is just more of a diagonal kind of thing. All of the designer paper has this sort of like crumb cake craft background on the designer paper. Really beautiful. And then some white in the designs as well. Oh, all the purples. This makes me think of Noni.
Oh, yeah. It does.
Oh, we've got gorgeous grape, fresh freesia, Highland Heather. We've got some shaded spruce, Lost Lagoon in here. Some berry burst, bubble bath. And then the crumb cake, of course. Just lots of gorgeous colors. In addition, we have these fabulous purple gems. They're the purple fine shimmer gems, and they come in 3 different purples, sort of the Highland Heather, gorgeous grape, and berry burst, which
I'm not a purple person, but I love this suite.
yes, my favorite part. I think this is the best part of the whole suite. This is a package of the paper butterfly accents. You get 8 sheets, and each sheet has 5 laser cut butterflies. So these kind of pop out really easy. They're very delicate. All paper. There is nothing shimmery. There is no adhesive or anything like that on there, but really delicate, beautiful little accents. So there are 40 all together in one package, a really great value. And like I said, I think one of my favorite things in this new catalog. And then the stamp sets. Oh my gosh, I love these gorgeous stamp sets. First, the Painted Lavender stamp set has some dies that go with it. This is a photopolymer stamp set with the different flowers and then some butterflies, different stems, lots of things. The one thing I will say when we're playing around with this stamp does not have a die, and I don't understand why. Strange? But almost everything else does. This one, and 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 this one. I don't know. That one doesn't.
But there is a die that's kind of similar because I'm using it.
Yeah, so it's a detailed die. Yeah. There are several detailed dies in addition to the dies that die cut the images. But there's not a die for that one. And we counted. I'm not missing it.
No, you're not. We did count.
No, that was the first thing we checked. The other stamp set is the Perennial Postage stamp set. This one is all greetings, and it has the mixed font, the block, and the script. And then these fantastic dies. They're all different sizes of sort of a postage label shape, and there are squares and rectangles as well as a little postmark and some little tag detail dies. So this is actually part of something I'm offering to go along with my product share. So check out the video description for a link for all the details to my product share. If that's something you're interested in, you can add on the stamp set or the stamp set and the dies for a little something else. And I have some samples. I've been playing around a little bit with this suite. This first card is actually a swap from Sandy Carlson, and she has a little like cut apart from the front so you can see the inside designer paper. And I think this is one of the dies that come in this set, with crumb cake as the base. And then here's one that I did, showing off that big paper butterfly. This is where you cut at a diagonal and then put a strip of designer paper behind it. Really quick and easy to do that card. Lost Lagoon. Gosh, I just love this color. I'm so happy this one's back. This one, I pulled in some Lost Lagoon ribbon from the annual catalog.
Yes.
It goes so well. This suite does not include any ribbon. And so I think the Lost Lagoon, I don't think it does, right?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, there's not very many ribbons in this new mini catalog. There's only 3. And then here's one where I combined several different die cuts from the Perennial Postage, and I had to tuck a little butterfly in there too. I just love these butterflies. Ironically, Mom and I are not using any of the butterflies on our project this week, but I wanted to show you how those looked in the
and I left
projects.
my samples at home.
I know, we were not thinking when we were packing. You weren't thinking when you were packing, and I was not thinking to tell you to pack them. Okay, so let me get started with my project. I've got some pieces that are pre-cut for you, and we're going to do a little bit more cutting. Let's just stick this right here. I have been seeing this card all over the place. I would say it was really, really popular like 9 months ago, 6 months ago, and I saw this so many times. I tried to look up and see like who did it first. I don't know, honestly. There were so many videos on YouTube, so many blog posts. I have seen so many demonstrators do different versions of this card. This is the split lattice card, or it's kind of like a fence card, and I just thought it would be perfect with this Perennial Lavender Suite. So I'm starting with a card base that is 4 1/4 by 11 inches, and I've scored it 5 1/2. And now I'm going to cut some strips off the bottom, and I'm going to cut 5 5/8 inch strips. So whenever I'm doing this measurement, I like to use the ruler on this side of the cutting track. And so the first big line is a 1/2 inch, and then there's 1 inch. So I want to go 5/8 inch, which is like in between the 1/2 and the 3/4. I did 3/4 first, and it was just too fat. Have you done this card yet?
No, I have not.
This was the first time that I had made it, and I've seen people do 1/2 inch, and there looked like there were some that were 1 inch. To be fair, I didn't watch any of the videos that I found.
All right.
And we had some people send cards in for the great big card. Oh, okay, that was 3/8 of an inch and not 5/8 of an inch. Of course, I'm going to screw it up. Hold on, we're just going to start over because we're just getting started. And it seems silly to have, okay, here we go. Rewind. Just kidding, we're not rewinding. Okay, 5 1/2 inches. Let's pay attention. This is it. Okay, so 5/8 of an inch. We're going to do that 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we've got a little bit left over. That is at the top of our card, and that seems smaller than my sample. What did I do wrong? Do we need to cut 6? No, yep, we do. Okay.
6. Okay.
Cut 6.
Wow. I was counting them. Okay.
Well, because 2 of them are going to turn the other direction.
Right.
Okay, so the way this card works is that we put these little strips this way, and we make like a little lattice. So we're going to use 4 strips down here, and then we're going to use 2 strips like this to do like the little fence. So it's called the split lattice or the fence card, just making sure we're still in the middle there. And the way that I saw this card a lot before was just that it was sort of like you could see through to the inside of the card. But then you have to have like, where are you going to write? So I decided to sort of make this like a designer paper card front fence card. And so I'm using a piece of the designer paper. This is the Perennial Lavender designer paper, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And so this is going to go, first we're going to just add it to, what is that, chocolate? I put it in my mouth, but we had some smashed blueberries that turned out not to be smashed blueberries. Okay, I'm going to use adhesive on the flap, and you know what I'm gonna turn this upside down, because when we open the card, then the flowers inside will be right side up, and I don't think you're gonna notice the upside down leaves so much. So I'm putting this right up to the fold line, and then I'm gonna fold this over. So now we have a designer paper card front. And then we're going to build our lattice or our fence on top of that. And so now I can actually just glue these right down on top of the designer paper and not have to worry about where I put the adhesive or any of that. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on here, and I am just going to eyeball it because I'm lazy. Let's be honest. If you wanted to have straight lines, I would recommend using a piece of the grid paper, and then you could use the lines to really line up and get yours straight. But I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. So I am going on the ends first, and I'm doing about, I don't know, what is that, like a quarter, 3/8 of an inch.
Yeah, something like that.
And then I'm going to add the other two in the middle. And again, I'm just eyeballing because that was a lot of adhesive that I put down on there. Okay. That looks good. Straighten this one out. And the last one centered right in the middle. I don't think you can tell that the leaves are upside down.
No, I don't think so.
So you kind of are looking through the fence and you see some leaves and greenery, and we've got then these panels here. Before we add those on, I have a little bit of designer paper for the top of the card. This is 1 3/4 inches by 4 1/4, and this is one of the patterns from the designer paper. I tried a piece of solid cardstock, and
We didn't like it.
yeah, it just didn't look right. So I love that this sort of just has a little pattern, a little texture kind of on it. So this is 1 3/4 by 4 1/4, and it's going to go all the way across the top. And then I don't know why that is too big. Not to worry, I'm just going to trim that down. Okay, now I can add these because they're going to overlap that just a little bit. And I wanted to make it look like a fence. So I just took my scissors and I just snipped the quarters and I eyeballed it. Don't get too worried about it. If you wanted to, you could snip one corner and put it on the other one and line them up. But I eyeballed it. Okay, so these are going to go on. I'm just using regular adhesive. Although I did think about the Stampin' Dimensionals.
Yeah, you did talk about that.
And the flowers are going to go on with Stampin' Dimensionals. And so I decided to just put these on with regular adhesive. And I'm kind of keeping them close to the edges. I don't know. Let's do some stamping. Hold on. Grabbing my scrap paper because I forgot to. I am doing the flower, the sort of long flower, and I have a black thumb, so I don't know. Are these lavender? Is there more than one kind of lavender?
I do believe there are more than one kind of lavender. And I think there are different shades of it as well. I, like you, am not a gardener.
So I'm using Highland Heather, the lighter purple, for that first part. And then I'm going to add some detail with the skinnier one. Oops, that was the bad stamped. So this is Gorgeous Grape. And then there is a long stem. And that's going to go on while I have the Gorgeous Grape open. Let me stamp. The sentiment on the front says, "You're simply marvelous. Why does this look so big? Did I? I did pick the wrong one. Okay. I wanted it to be the smaller one. So magic of TV. I'll cut the right size later. And then on the inside, I have, this one says, I can't thank you enough. So I'm going to stamp that on the inside. And then we've got some stems. I am noticing like the designer paper is off. Like I'm just gonna have to take that in my trimmer and just like later. Okay. Lost Lagoon. I feel like we're running out of time here. We're doing 3 stems, the long stems like this. 1, 2, 3. Then we're gonna cut them out and we're going to put dimensionals on the back. Ta-da! Okay. On the inside, we're using the Lost Lagoon and we're gonna stamp the weeds.
Are they weeds or are
I
they
don't
just
know.
flowers?
It's like grass. But I was just being silly calling them weeds. There is also a stamp that is like little flowers. And so I think that goes with this one. So I'm gonna bring in the lighter color. This is the Highland Heather. And I'm going to stamp some of those flowers for the inside.
That's just so sweet.
Okay. Hey, this card is just magically almost done because I did that die cutting ahead of time. Now, there is 1 die for the flower and 1 die for the stem. So I had to do this in the machine 3 times in order to get all 3 flowers cut. So we're gonna put this together. And then I was thinking about the brass butterflies to add to this one.
Cute.
And so I need to get those out. Another good option would be the birds and dragonflies, the online exclusive. I think
Are they back in stock?
I think so. I haven't checked recently.
I haven't either. Not since before Christmas, anyway.
I know. I just feel like I've not been paying attention to the website in the last week or so.
Gee,
I know. I've been busy with some other things. So I was just using scraps on this. And if you want to anchor down the stem, then you could do that with like a little bit of liquid glue. And you can see that I just staggered my stems a little bit. So that they were not all the same height, just to kind of give that a little interest. And so we're just going to use, trying to make sure those are glued down well. Just gonna lop those off. 1, 2, 3. And I used that linen thread to tie a bow and stick it to the back of the label. You're simply marvelous.
I love it.
I love that little pop of pattern on the inside of the card.
Kind of coordinates really well with the grass.
Yeah, I was trying. Okay, let's get out. We gotta bling it up. We need our little butterflies. So I'm getting out my box. How about snowflakes? No, just kidding. Sometimes it snows in the spring.
Sometimes.
But not with this kind of spring. Not in Illinois anyway. Maybe it snows somewhere else. Where are my butterflies? Ghosts? There's my butterflies. I think the butterflies are a better... Sorry, that was loud. I think the size of the butterflies are better on this card than the birds and the dragonflies, do you think?
I think so.
Okay. And so I am going to do 1, 2, and then like a little, what do you think?
That would be fine.
Or on the flower?
I'm just thinking over in that direction, but wherever you want to put it will work.
On the flower or on the post?
I think on the post. It might get lost in the flower.
I'm thinking the same thing. I'm going to move to a bigger one.
Yeah.
Oh, yes! I think that worked out just perfectly. I love that little bling. So this is the split lattice or fence card. And I'm going to flip the camera around and give you another look at this card before we head over to Mom's channel.
Yay!
If you love the look of the Perennial Lavender Suite, then you definitely want to make sure that you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin for the January kit called Lovely Lavender. This kit coordinates beautifully with the Perennial Lavender Suite from the January through April 2024 mini catalog. It makes 8 cards for each of 2 different designs that are love-themed cards for special occasions, including Valentine's Day, anniversaries, and more. And I love that Stampin' Up! Is going to be doing this in the new year. There is a new add-on die set that coordinates not only with the January kit, but also the February and March kits coming up. The Sweet Springtime kit will make Easter projects. It looks like treat boxes and adorable cards. And the Memorable Meadow kit in March is going to include materials to make 9 cards plus a free stamp set. I'm so excited about that. The Love of Spring dies add-on is available right now while supplies last, including the Love. Actually, I have them right here, including the Love die, the Daffodil, the leaf, and a stitched label. How fun are those? These are available only to Paper Pumpkin subscribers. So if you're not a subscriber yet, make sure that you subscribe at paperpumpkin.com. You can check out the link in my video description for more information about Paper Pumpkin. I love these surprise kits every month in the mail. We don't know exactly what they look like, but I love that we got these little hints coming up. So Perennial Lavender, Lovely Lavender, you're going to love them both. And I mentioned it earlier, if you are loving the Perennial Postage stamp set, you can get a special add-on bonus project kit when you subscribe to my product share for the mini catalog and add on the Perennial Postage stamp set or the Perennial Postage bundle with the dies. My product share includes 6x6 pieces of all of the designer paper from the new January through April mini catalog, plus a page of those amazing butterflies and the gold foil note card and envelope, as well as a yard of each ribbon, Sweet Sorbet, Pretty Peacock, and this gold faux leather ribbon. So all of this for $22. Add on the Perennial Postage stamp set and you'll get a card kit including a sampling of the Flight Airy designer paper to make both of these cards. If you add on the Perennial Postage stamp set with the coordinating dies, you'll also qualify for a level 1 celebration gift. Check out the video description for all the details on the mini catalog product share offer. All right, let's get this camera turned around and show off my project one more time. Here is my finished card. I'm so happy I finally tried the split lattice or fence card, and I hope that you will give this a try at home too. Even if you don't have the Perennial Lavender Suite, it's just kind of a fun little layout to try. Well, it is now time to go over to Mom's channel for part 2 of Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. She's got a really beautiful project you are going to love with the Perennial Lavender Suite. So click on the link right in the middle of the video.
Right over our faces.
And meet us over there for another amazing project.